Hi everyone, my name is Kim Claire and I'm going to be taking you through the term paper for the timetable generator with AI. So to go to the table of contents, we have introduction, background, literature review, research gaps, solutions, dataset description, methodology, data preparation, results, accountability, conclusion, management, and references. The introduction, artificial intelligence is a computer science field that is being used mostly on problems that include precision and optimization. The research falls under optimization problem and evaluation of performance in an extensive verification. It is important to select and repeat research design and methodology, as I'm going to be taking you through the different methodologies that we selected. And here, the main information that I gathered mainly concerns university, and for the timetable mainly, it's going to be dealing with the subject, teachers, and rooms. Those are the different data sets that will be profiled subsequent to being utilized in this framework. The background and motivation. Timetable scheduling has mainly two constraints, that is hard and soft constraints, due to the fact that it has a variety of alternatives to select from. So I'll take you through the hard constraints. The hard constraints here are the ones that should be made, like no matter what, these hard constraints should be made. For example, assigning a lecturer to different course units to teach in the same time, that looks so impossible. Like, how can one person teach like 2 course units a day within the same period of time? Like, it will be conflicting. Like, you can't be in different rooms at the same times when you're only one person. Yeah, that is hard constraint to deal with. Then the soft constraints, yeah, the constraint that should also be met as they carry penalty if not meant. For example, a student having only one lecture a day, yeah, that is a soft constraint, but for it, you can easily do away with it. And in order to obtain the solution to those constraints, we're going to be using the generic algorithm and iterated local search algorithm. To take you through the literature review, in this study, our main aim is to create an application that can automatically generate timetables for different universities. Currently, the timetable scheduling was done manually, which was so time consuming and exhausting. Like, it is hectic, yet it's not even flexible. You can't really make adjustments to the timetable that is on paper. And that's how we came up with the idea of automating timetable generator using AI. So we are going to be dealing with local search procedures, turbo search, generic algorithm, and more, to mention a few. The research gaps in the literature. Here, mainly, we're talking about those challenges that we found during the formulation of the timetable. Here, determining the right data set was a big challenge, as selecting the right data set and the trusted source of relevant data was really not something easy that we could manage by ourselves, as we looked for different data sets via cargo world data, and those data sets, most of them were incomplete and had some missing information. So we faced the challenge of determining the right data set, explainability, how the unknown nature of how deep the system will learn the model and set of inputs to predict the output and formulate the timetable, like how the magic behind that formulation of timetables using AI, how you explain to someone, like you put in different requirements, for example, maybe the course, the time period, and the room, and it brings up timetables. So that explainability part of it was also a challenge. To go to the solutions to the above mentioned challenges, here the solution was getting in touch with AI experts and collaborating with owners of different data sources to provide the data set. Actually collaborated with Makerere University. So ensuring the best data management environment for sensitive data and training algorithms for AI application used, providing the policies that inspect the impact of artificial intelligence on decision making, and frequent audits of the system to solve that challenge of explainability. That's how we solved it. I'll take you through the data set description. In order to obtain the student times tables, we took advantage of Makerere University, since it is a government institution and we're easily able to access the information about previous timetables for both semesters for the academic year 2022. The auto timetable generator will use different data features such as the student ID, start time, end time, course name, room address, among others. We also consider some factors before selecting the dataset. That way, availability, is the dataset available? Is it available and accessible? And then the performance, how does it really perform? Does it bring the desired results? Or monitoring and alerting? As we told you, we're going to put in a view where students are given an alert like messages. For example, when they have a lecture, maybe like 10 minutes to the lecture, they'll be receiving messages alerting them that, yeah, you have a lecture this time. Disaster recovery, business support. Does the timetable really flexible to support business? Does it only apply to education sectors or to personal timetables and business timetables, as timetables really apply everywhere? They apply to even to different organizations. So our timetable will be so flexible. So the methodology here, the methodology data set for this project are large and small data sets. However, the university is partitioned into different colleges for easy administration. And so we also partitioned our timetable line to really favor different schools. Like each school should have a different timetable, and also further partitioned it more to courses. Like for different courses, like for example, computer science, it should have a different timetable compared to software engineering. And to do that, we came up with different methodologies like prior optimization phase and optimization phase. So to go to data preparation and data explanatory analysis. First, take you through the definitions. Data preparation is the process of preparing raw data so that it is suitable for further processing and analysis. It includes components such as data pre-processing, profiling, cleansing, validation, and transformation. As I'll explain them further into the details of the results that we obtained. So for data processing, which includes preparing and transforming data using machine learning models, here the data processing aims are to reduce the size of the data set and find relations between and among the features. So we also went deeper to the missing values where, for example, we analyzed that our data set really had a lot of missing values and it had some missing info as it was written missing info in form of a word, but that data was missing. So we tried to clean up that data. And with that, we use the function of this now using the library pandas of Python and the box plot. So the results are before in the left corner is the result before we cleaned our data, and then in the right corner is the result after we cleaned the data. As I told you, we use the box plot like to really to appreciate our data set so that we can know those outliers which don't lie within our data set. So accountability here, accountability refers to the expectation that organization or individuals will put into consideration to ensure the proper functioning of their systems throughout its life cycle of the AI systems that they design, develop, operate, or deploy in accordance with their roles and applicable regulatory framework. Now, accountability here comes in as like who is responsible in case of anything happens. Like in case maybe a student gets a notification that you have a lecture at this time, and yet on the timetable it doesn't reflect, as they have different views. Like everyone has a different interface. The admin has a different interface compared to the interface of a student. Who is responsible in case such a thing? So for us, we decided that it's only the admin. So the timetable generator will consider accountability in an easy way that the designer will put restriction to the user interfaces, so that it's only the admin that is allowed to make changes to the changes, for example, allocating lectures, lecture rooms, so that to avoid inconveniences. And the system will automatically update itself to meet the constraints. Like after the admin putting in those constraints or changing the timetable, adjusting it to a different way that maybe has come up, those other people, like those people with views, for example, the student, other staff, the timetable will automatically generate their views appropriately, and they will all receive the same correct information. So it's only the admin who will be accountable for that change in case of anything. So, in conclusion, information technology has evolved in recent decades due to AI, and the scheduling software applications have been updated and enabled to generate and optimize more appropriate timetables in an automated environment for higher education institutions. Literature research revealed that applications from reputable vendors were highly gradually adjusting to the use of spreadsheets. As I told you, manually they used to do paperwork, spreadsheet, database, what. So with this, the vendors uh, have gradually adjusted to the use of spreadsheet, database management. Others use software in order to ease the work, like in order for it to be flexible. So the other component include the working mechanism, the solution method, and algorithm used to create a work plan. The timing problem is very challenging, and many possible combinations need to be explored to find a list of acceptable solutions, since it is impar- impractical to list all the combinations. One will choose an approach that calculates a subset or part of it. That's why we came up with such algorithms that can really do easily and user-friendly, automatically generate for you timetables with this and within a shortest period of time using heuristics. So, acknowledgement, would like to thank Mr. Galiwango, our lecturer, computer science of Makerere University, who supported our idea of improving the university timetables for different criteria, that I should say, the timetable for the lectures and exam timetables. And like, you really inspired us and put our idea, and so that we can improve the timetable scheduling of different universities other than manual formulation of timetables, so that we can come up with an AI system that can generate timetables which is effective, flexible, and not time consuming. It really saves a lot of time that would be wasted on coming up with timetable. So for reference, in case you want to know about the timetable generation, you can kindly tap on those references and get to know more about the timetable. That was the term paper for automatic timetable generator. Thank you.